I'm very deeply honored and humbled to be here all the way from the East Coast. I'm still jet lagged. I came back from Egypt about 2 days ago. And our people need us, my sisters and brothers. I was able to visit with patients, Palestinians who were evacuated from Gaza to Egypt to receive medical care. And the doctors in Egypt said that they have never seen the wounds in the way that we are seeing them now, because the state of Israel is using the Palestinian people as a laboratory. They are using new type of artillery, the type of white phosphorus that is burning the skins of our beloved sisters and brothers in Gaza. I want to say thank you to the organizers tonight, to my friends, and to Knafa Queens and the Muslim visionaries and the folks that are bringing you all into this room together. I want to thank our elders who are here, like our brother Amma Mustafa. Thank you for paving the way for people like us to be able to organize and to be able to be unapologetic about who we are. I want to say thank you to Dr. West, because Dr. West was out here saying free Palestine before most of you were born. And so he's not just using a moment in this country to play off of our horror and outrage at what's happening to our people. This is who Dr. West is. He came to us like this. And so I want to just say thank you for your consistency and for your courage and for your witness for the Palestinian people for the last probably 50 years. Sisters and brothers, every time I come to California, I can go to California, to Wyoming, to New York City, to Florida, doesn't matter to me. I'm going to show up unapologetically Palestinian American every time. And I didn't think that it would be possible. I didn't think it could be possible that I could be even more proud to be a Palestinian American than I have these past 3 months. Sisters and brothers, even amidst the horror that you have watched bestowed upon our people have shown our dignity as Palestinians, our integrity as Palestinians, our compassion as Palestinians, our faith as Palestinians, both Muslims and Christians. Sisters and brothers, our beloved Palestinian people in the last 3 months have literally shattered every stereotype, especially of our Palestinian men. We have watched the tenderness of our men tending to women and to children. We have seen journalists who literally see children who have been orphaned and they stop their cameras and they pick up the babies and they hold them. We have watched mothers see other children orphaned and say, you don't got to worry about these babies because they're my children now. These are who the Palestinian people are. The reason why I say that to all of you sisters and brothers is because our people have bore their entire lives and heart and the bloodshed of their children. They have sacrificed everything for us. And the question to all of you is, what are you sacrificing? What are you willing to give up, my dear sisters and brothers? Our people have lost their homes. They have lost things that are sentimental to them. You know, when the house gets bombed, where's the photos? The sentimental pieces, maybe something that was passed down from generation to generation. They have lost their children, lost their mothers, their fathers, lost everything that they love, at least in this world. And they still say, Alhamdulillah, thank God. They believe that God got a bigger plan. Sisters and brothers, here's what I'm going to say to all of you. That plan that God has, it's your plan. Because there's no way that I'm going to believe that over 30,000 people will lose their lives in vain. I do not believe that those 13,000 children who were massacred are just massacred for no reason at all. It is a wake-up call, sisters and brothers, to our Palestinian and Muslim and Arab communities across the world. I'm a great-great-great-great-granddaughter of Palestinians. And many of you in this room share my story. And my story is that my parents made a decision to immigrate to the United States of America so that I don't have to be born under a military occupation. Many of you are in the same place that I'm at. My parents left their siblings, their parents, everything that they know and love in Palestine so that I and my siblings could be born here in the land of the free. So you better believe that I'm gonna make my parents' journey worth it. You better believe that my parents made sure I was born here, not so I could be silent. They wanted me to get an education. They wanted me to put my back straight. They taught me from the day that I was born that when somebody asks you where you're from, you're right, you're born in Brooklyn and that's cool too. But when someone asks you where you're from, you put your back straight and your head high and you say you are Palestinian from Palestine. And that's what I learned how to do. You know, I heard a lot of friends in the room get up and say, you know, I'm giving tonight for the children. People saying that the videos that you see are breaking your heart. I'm going to challenge you on that a little bit because I'm the kind of person when I get invited somewhere, I take the risk of never getting invited back. Because people be mad at me always, every time I'm somewhere. The Muslims especially, they're always mad at me for something. The reason why I say that to you, sisters and brothers, and I want to challenge you and make you a little uncomfortable. And that's okay, because that's the only way we move is when we're uncomfortable. Sisters and brothers, why does it take dead babies on the streets of Gaza for our communities to rise up? Why do you need bloodshed? Why do you need entire neighborhoods grazed to the ground? Why do you need the cries of the mothers over their children for you to get up and say enough is enough? That's a moral question for us, sisters and brothers. I don't need dead bodies on the streets. The fight for Palestinian liberation is every day. It has been for the last 75 years. It is the people of Gaza who have said enough is enough. None of the Arab countries or the Muslim countries are standing up for our people. And our people said, we will wait no more. If we got to sacrifice our children, our homes, everything that we love, at some point, sisters and brothers, freedom is not free. Freedom doesn't just come. When Haiti became an independent country, it wasn't because they sat around and waited for it to happen. Revolution doesn't come when you just sit around and you just get up and say, okay, today I'm going to organize, maybe not tomorrow and maybe not yesterday, maybe not next week. This is not how revolution works. You got to be in it. We don't have to sacrifice the things that the Palestinian people in Gaza or the West Bank have to sacrifice. You really don't have to sacrifice. We came here today. We gave Dr. West some resources because we need his voice in every corner of this country. And we're all going to go home tonight to our families and those that we love. And so our challenge is to say to ourselves, what else am I willing to sacrifice? And here's what I'm going to say to the Muslims in the room and to the professional Muslims in the room. Sometimes you forget what it means to be a Muslim. A lot of people walk around and say they're Muslims, but they're not really deep to understand what it means to be a Muslim and what Islam actually is. Let me tell you, because I live this every day. Rizq is not from your hard work and because you're brilliant and you're smart. That's not how it works. Rizq is from Allah. And so a lot of people are weighing say something, not say something, because they're worried about their wealth, forgetting that their wealth comes from Allah. So for me, I don't care what I lose, because what I lose wasn't meant for me in the first place. So if you're a college student and you're applying for a scholarship and you're like, Sister Linda, I don't really want to say nothing because I'm about to apply for the scholarship, it ain't worth it. if you believe that saying something about Palestine is not going to get you the scholarship. What I would do is I would still apply for it, and I would still say something. And if it was meant for you, you're going to get that scholarship. If you work somewhere and you say, Sister Linda, I know what you're saying, but I got a family I got to feed. Rizq is from Allah, sisters and brothers, because when one door is closed, Allah got probably 10 more doors for you to go. And the reason why I say that is because I live that every day. I'm still here. If there is any Palestinian American in this country that could claim platinum status for being the #1 target for Zionists, it is I. It is I won that competition. Okay? I won. And you know what, sisters and brothers? I'm still here. And I'm still organizing. And Allah keeps pouring blessings upon me. Because it is His way of showing me that I'm saying what is right, I am doing what is right. As Muslims, we believe if you see an injustice, you change it with your hands. And if you can't do that, you change it with your tongue. And if you can't do that, the weakest form of faith is to hate it with your heart. Imagine that. That's the weakest form. And so I'm challenging you, my dear sisters and brothers, that it's time for us to get up and become the community that is worthy of the people of Gaza. Ask yourself, do you believe that we are worthy of the people of Gaza? Do you think that the people of Gaza would come today and say, MashaAllah, our Palestinian American communities in America, MashaAllah? I don't believe so. I don't believe so. Would they say, what would they say about our Muslim American communities that are expanding the masjid and putting new carpets in the masjid and adding a basketball court? I'm just telling you the truth. I've been there, done that. I'm not mad. I'm just saying that what the last 3 months have taught us is this. We have become doctors and lawyers and engineers. And mashallah, we have a very significant number of millionaires and maybe even 1 or 2 or 3 billionaires in our community. And that's amazing, that's incredible, and it's something to be proud of. But even with all the resources that we have accumulated and all the degrees that we have accumulated as a Palestinian and an Arab and a Muslim American community, it has garnered us no political power in these United States of America. And that is where the shame is. And so what I hope you learned in this genocide that has happened over the last 90 days and could last, we don't know how much longer, and that people are celebrating 65 or 70 members of Congress out of 435 who are saying ceasefire all of a sudden. Let me tell you something about me. I don't celebrate any member of Congress saying ceasefire. Because that's the basic thing that you could be saying as a member of Congress. There's nothing revolutionary about saying end bloodshed. Nothing revolutionary about that. And we can't even get members of Congress to say that. And so what I'm talking about is, are people ready for a long-term plan? This little boy over here, I saw him over here who stood up. You heard that little boy? The one that gave the $1,100? I'm going to say what he said, and I'm going to say it my way. This young boy said this: I'm going to pay now so I don't have to pay later. That's what he said. He said, I'm going to invest my money now. You know, it's his dad's money, but it's his money too, because the family thing. He said, I'm going to give my money now because I want to be able to stand up in a country one day and be able to say free Palestine, or maybe already free Palestine, without losing anything. That's the goal. The goal is to free Palestine. That's the goal, not a ceasefire. That's not the goal. The question that I have for all of you, that I'm going to leave you with this: what happens when there's a ceasefire? And I'm going to remember I remember everybody. I'm going to remember that I was here. I'm going to call my friends up and say, tell me what they did after the ceasefire. Because the ceasefire got to come at some point. You can't kill everybody in Gaza. It's got to come at some point. What will our community say? Oh, I saw a ceasefire. Waqaf utlaq an-nar. And then what happens? Everybody just goes back to whatever you were doing before. And a lot of of people, that's a good point. And a lot of people may already be going back. Here's my challenge for all of you when you leave here today. Where will you be the day after the ceasefire? And where I hope that you will be is outside demanding the lifting of the siege on Gaza, the ending of the occupation, and a free Palestine. Because the goal here is that we are all going to travel back one day to a free Palestine. But I'll say something that I learned from our indigenous sisters and brothers, because we learn from other folks that have been there before and people who have cultures that can inspire us. Here's what our indigenous elders teach us. They said to me, Sister Linda, when we organize and we build for 7 generations to come. And so sometimes when you feel frustrated, when you feel like things aren't moving as fast as you want them to, that you remember that you may not see the fruits of your labor, but one day a little Palestinian boy or girl will see a free Palestine. And so the satisfaction that you have knowing maybe you won't in your lifetime, but that there will be generations of free Palestinians, and it is gonna be because you planted those seeds today. Because I think about myself, and I'm sure many of you who have different ancestries. Somebody sacrificed for us to be here today. Somebody paved the way for you to be here today. The question is, what kind of way are you paving for the generations to come? Because somebody's going to look back at this generation and they're going to say, who the hell were those people that was sitting around while there was a genocide in Gaza? They're going to say, where were you when they were slaughtering those babies in Palestine? And I want you to be able to look your great-grandchildren in the eye and say, me, I did everything that I could. I gave everything that I have. I didn't hold back. I didn't let the devil tell me I don't got $1,100. I didn't let the devil tell me I'm too tired to go to the protest today. I didn't let the devil tell me I can't give to a humanitarian organization. I didn't let the devil tell me I'm not going to post something on Facebook because I care about what somebody else thinks. Or I didn't post because I thought I was going to lose a job. Sisters and brothers, they could take everything that I have. Take it all. Take it all. Because I know something better is coming. And I don't know if you've ever felt this before, but in the last 3 months, I have never felt closer to a free Palestine. That's what I feel. You mean amidst the horror, amidst the bloodshed, I feel it. It's like, it's right there. And what we need are ambassadors around this country, because the narrative has shifted. Forget President Biden. Forget the members of Congress, because they're going to learn, they're going to reckon with this genocide, let me tell you. And we're not going to allow them to blame us for that reckoning. Because when you decide to support a genocide, you're going to have to live the consequences of supporting a genocide. And that's not going to be on me. And it ain't on Dr. West either. Because this is a democracy. Dr. West could run, everybody could run. But what we're going to have to commit to is organizing. You got to commit to showing up, to going to the polls, because our community, I would say, are master complainers. If somebody does an event, they say, lele, shushu, and they should have done that, and they should have done that. Listen, you do it. And there's a Mooney, I'll come, I won't do nothing. Knafa Queen, she'll come to your event too. Let us be committed, sisters and brothers, once again, to be a community worthy of the people of Gaza. That's what when I wake up every day, you know what I ask myself? Hopefully Allah is pleased with what I'm doing, but I also think about the people of Gaza. If they knew me on a deep personal level, would they say, MashaAllah, Sister Linda, she's fighting for us. She is worthy of us. That's what I ask myself. When I wake up in the morning, what am I going to do today for the people of Gaza? And that's what I want you to ask yourself. Do one thing for the people of Gaza every single day. If that means you got to give somebody $20, give Dr. West some money. If you got to support a young person running for community board or school board in your community, that's someone that's going to be bold and brave and fight for the Palestinian people, do that. Support SJPs on their college campuses. Listen, sisters and brothers, sometimes an SJP chapter will try to invite me to their college campus, and you know what they say to me? Wallahi, it's so sad. They said, Sister Linda, give us about 2 months. And I said, what do you need 2 months for? They said, Sister Linda, we got to raise some money. We got to do some bake sales and do some stuff. Why? Why do our students require doing all the work to raise little funds to do events and education on their college campuses, to do film screenings, to do the political education, and the opposition got endless resources? If you are someone in this room that has money, and you have a university in your area, pick up the phone and call that SJP and say, I'm your sponsor. I got you. I got you. You got an MSA? Where's the masajid? Sponsor the MSAs. Let our MSAs and our Muslim students feel like they got a community behind them. Because our young people are being attacked on college campuses across this country. And they are feeling defeated. They are feeling marginalized and ostracized by very powerful administrators in their school. And the way that we can support our people is by saying, I got your back. I'm with you. When you need spiritual counsel, I got you. You need a couple of $1,000s to do a counter event to opposition at your school, I got you. If you need us to roll up on your college campus and talk to your administrators, we're attorneys too. We're advocates too. Guess what? We are some of the most articulate people in America. I got you. Where do you need me to go? Who do you need me to email? Let us, sisters and brothers, practice the type of solidarity with each other that we have seen the people of Gaza do for each other. They have shown you the best of character, the best of iman, the best of sisterhood and brotherhood, the best fatherhood and motherhood. All we could do, sisters and brothers, and just strive to be like the people of Gaza. And I'll end with this dua, because a lot of people are doing, they do qiyams and they do du'as for the people of Gaza. And you say, may Allah bless them, may Allah protect them, may Allah alleviate their suffering. And I make those same du'as too. But you know what dua I always end with? I say, Ya Allah, please instill in me the iman of the people of Gaza. That's the dua for me, and that's the dua that I give to all of you today. Salam.